All right. Well, welcome tonight. This is, Team REV last week of the month. Motivational, just empowering Zoom. Just want to make sure everybody is ready to close their month strong. We have the opportunity to have almost all of us in qual for the next level or bonusing. I mean, everybody's numbers are that good. And so, as we always say in Arbonne, don't leave money on the table. If we still have, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full days left in the month. 6 full days is a lot of time to get a lot of IPA done and a lot of orders in. So I honestly, I'm looking at who's on here. The 622 area code, I'm not sure who that is.
I think that's LaShonda, isn't it?
LaShonda, okay. Great. Oh, Angel just popped on. Whitney just popped on. Welcome, guys. Anyway, I lost my thought when I was trying to figure out who that is. Well, welcome, LaShonda. So glad to have you on. But I know what I was going to say. I was going to say, I really don't need to tell you what you need to do for the end of the month. We all know what to do. And but with LaShonda being on here, being new, we'll go ahead and go over a little bit of that. But I know, Krista, you have that covered. So what I want to start out with before I ask each one of you for your your takeaway from GTC or your tip for closing out the month strong, I want to let you guys know what I heard in the VP trainings that I went to at the Global Training Conference, just, so you guys can have a bigger picture of what's going on. And what when you get to the regional national vice president's level, what you actually get to hear in these trainings. The one thing, and I think you all most know this, that there was 171 new RVP between April 2017 and April. Let me mute everybody, just so we don't have any background. And then when you speak, you can unmute yourself. We had 171 new RVPs between April 2017 and April 2018. 171. What that says is that this is so doable. You can reach the regional vice president level. The only reason that you will not reach the regional vice president level is because we're not doing the work. That's the only reason. And what is the work? We sell, we share, we sell, we sponsor. Sell, share, sponsor. Those are just the 3 things that we do. If we want to reach the top level of this company, that's all we have to do. Compare that to all the other jobs out there. All the 9-to-5s, all of the other jobs out there. And we do 3 simple little things. And if we do a lot of it, which means we're talking to a lot of people, we're going to reach the top of the company. And if that's your goal, then know how simple and how doable that it is to reach regional vice president and national vice president. So 171 new. And what I have to compare that to is I have been in Arbonne for 9 years now. And the first few years that I went, probably the first 4, there might have been 20 RVPs walking the stage. And now there's 171. So that just goes to show you that things with Arbonne, the training, the resources, all of the duplication efforts that have been made that makes our business very simple have just skyrocketed in the amount of help that we have to build these businesses. And then for national vice presidents in this last year, there was 25 new national vice presidents. And again, the only thing that's different between a national vice president and a consultant that's not risen to that level is doing the work, is doing the do. And there is nothing about doing the do that no one, that you don't know how to do, that we don't know how to do, that we don't have the tools to do. If you make that your goal, if that is your goal to reach the top level of the company, you have the tools to do it. You just have to decide for yourself that you're going to work for it. All right. The one thing that they kept, and we did hear this in the Arbonne Global training, but they really impressed this upon us in the VP training, is that they want us to put out there that Arbonne is a movement. That Arbonne is a movement in healthy living from the inside out. That we want people to move with us. If people are interested in healthy living, interested in changing their lives, changing their nutrition, changing their health, to join our movement, because we're a lifestyle, and that's what we're looking for, is people who want a healthier lifestyle. They also said that the clinical testing on all of our products is proving that less is actually more, which means less ingredients is actually better. We get great clinical results with less ingredients. Arbonne has been 38 years in this industry, and of course you heard our hashtag, healthy living from the inside out, and they want us to own that. So every time you're talking to somebody, every time that you're posting on social media, it's healthy living from the inside out. Healthy living from the inside out. It's a movement. That is what we are. That is what Arbonne stands for. And so Arbonne, if you didn't get this, from the training, Arbonne is the #1 global brand for healthy living inside and out. So the #1 global brand for healthy living inside and out. And then healthy living is also about owning your own life. So we're not only talking about the products, but healthy living is also for owning our own lives. And most of you all have heard Linda Parker speak, or you've listened to ENVP Linda Parker's trainings. And during the VP training, she just focused completely on what we do as VPs is no different than what you do as a consultant, a district manager, an area manager. We sell, we sponsor, and then we train people to do the same thing. We sell, we sponsor, we train people to do the same thing. And so again, it's keeping our business very simple. So stay with the fundamentals, even at the VP level, which means get in front of 40 faces every month. 40 faces, 40 faces. Our business is very simple. 40 faces. Tell our stories, do the presentation, and we're all going to be doing that same presentation that I gave you guys at GTC. That's the only presentation we need to do. Even when I went to do the new product party that I had on Monday, I did that presentation. Now, I abbreviated it because I only had like 30 minutes to do the presentation, and then I had to leave time to talk to them. So, that presentation, you can do whatever parts of it you want. You don't have to read the whole thing. It's all about, that's what we do. This is the only thing we do when we bring people on. This is what we do. It's just that simple. That presentation has, the nutrition in it and the RE9, and then it has a spot for you to share your favorite products. And so instead of sharing favorite products, I shared the new products. And so we don't have to worry about learning anything else. It's that just one simple presentation. All right, Mo Boger, most of you have heard Mo Boger speak, and she had some really great points to say. She was talking to the VPs, but this is for it applies to everybody. She says, be and stay coachable, and that every coach needs a coach. So never feel like that you've risen to a level that you no longer need a coach. We all need to be coached continually to be the best that we can be. And again, she reemphasized, keep it simple and follow the system. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't try to do anything new. It just complicates your business. Just keep doing the same thing. And that way, when you bring people onto your team, you're teaching them to do the same thing. We're keeping it very simple. And she says, TMI, therefore paralysis. If you give people too much information, they become paralyzed. So at a party, if you give them too much information, they're not going to order. So you want to keep it very simple. If you give a new business builder too much information, they're going to become paralyzed and not move forward in their business. And then as consultants and as districts, as areas, as regions, we want to promote double D. So that means stick with your new business builder. until they have promoted a district. So help them become a district, then help them promote a district. And at that time, you can really, let them go on their own. And that is, most of you guys on here are at that level. And if you're not, your sponsor is going to work really closely with you to help you sponsor that double D. And then we're also encouraged to elevate business builders under stagnant consultants. So if you have a stagnant consultant on your team that's not really working the business, and you see there's a business builder that they've signed up, or a consumer consultant that shows promise, that shows some activity, that's signing up some people, absolutely reach down and contact that person and support that person and coach that person to raise them up, to elevate them, to help them grow their business. And then lead with intention, tackle your chicken list. These are the people that are most likely to be your aces, the people that are on your chicken list. The people that show initiative, the people that are very successful, the people that show a lot of motivation, the people that have a huge network. These are people that are going to be very successful in their own work, in what they're doing now. And most often, these are the people that are on our chicken list. These are the people we need to be asking to join Arbonne. Because most of you guys who were there at GTC, you saw the professional people in Arbonne. You saw the professional people who were killing it. Professional people do want to do this business. We just have to ask them and present them the opportunity. Let's see. Players and coaches win games, not cheerleaders. And so that was, just kind of hit me hard, because we cheerlead each other a lot. But you know what? We have to get back to being players and coaches. So, which means, that we really just have to give each other good direction on how to build our businesses and how to move forward, and not so much be the passive cheerleader. We really need to motivate each other to move forward. And then the best teacher on the how to do Arbonne, you know what this is. It's actually doing Arbonne. It's doing the parties, the presentations, the workshops, and doing the one-on-ones. That's so if you're new, you just got to jump in and do it. If you've been in Arbonne for a while, you know that if you're not in activity, your business is not growing. So, Facebook is great, but Facebook is not real activity until you bring it to the one-on-one. Either you're meeting them one-on-one on a Zoom, or you're meeting them one-on-one in coffee if they're in your area. So Facebook is great for reaching out and getting the people, but you have to move it to the next step. You have to actually have a one-on-one conversation with these people. This is how you bring people onto the business. And I can tell you, this is how, Tara George came on. I saw Tara on Facebook. I private messaged her, told her that I was looking for someone just like her with her background to join my team, and would she be interested in knowing more? Well, I'm sure she creeped my page and saw what I was doing, and so she said, yeah, I'll hear more. So I actually met with her at her house, because she had 2 very, very small children at the time, and so we had that face-to-face. And she joined my team. So that is how you get the Facebook people to join your team. So get them to the face-to-face, get them to the Zooms if they're, not in your local area, or, get them to a coffee appointment. And remember, if you don't get somebody to sign up immediately, the next step is going to be the 3-way call with somebody in your upline. Okay, the 3-way call. I'm going to hammer this home come May. We are going to use this technique, because we all know our sponsoring numbers for consultants has been low, but we're all talking to people, because I hear you guys, everybody saying, yeah, I've got this person in my pipeline. I've got this person. You know what? We've got to pull them out of the pipeline. And so the tool we're going to use to pull them out of the pipeline is going to be the 3-way call. So come May, we should be having, 2, 3, 4 3-way calls every week. Every week we should be having those 3-way calls. Just know, after you get that face-to-face and they show interest, it's the 3-way call that's your next step. So we're really going to be utilizing that tool. Let's see. The CRM launched today. Did anybody get on and use it today? I didn't raise my hand. I didn't have time either to get on and use it, but it is, I saw it on my website. I popped on before I popped on here. It is on your website to click on. So from we've got 2 full months to use it. What we did here in the VP training is that, where did I put that down? Anyway, it grows your business. It'll grow your PQV, double, because they did the research, because, they ran it. Remember, we learned about it last year at GTC. So they have been working on it for a full year, and those consultants who have been using it all this time as they've worked out the kinks have shown their PQV to double. So who doesn't want their PQV to double, by using the CRM system? So you get the 2 months free. New consultants, when they sign up, will also get 2 months free. So, if they sign up in July, August, or September, from the time they sign up, they get 2 months free to use it. And then they can decide if it's something they want to pay for. It's going to be $20 a month, or you can pay $199 up front for a full year. But I can assure you, from what I heard about it, it is going to be well worth your money. And remember, you can take that off on your taxes. That is a business expense. All right, and so my takeaways from GTC: get into personal activity. There is the only thing that will build your business is personal activity. So no matter what level you are, no matter how many teammates you have, how many people you have on your team, it is the personal activity that will cause growth in your business. And so what I want all of us, when I talk about personal activity, I want all of us, each and every one of us, to make the commitment to go for all of the incentives that Arbonne puts out there. They put out the monthly incentive, and it's always a $2,500 spot, and then sponsoring 5 generally, but it's a $2,500 goal with a sponsor, with usually a number of people to be sponsored. I want each and every one of us to put that as one of our monthly goals, to work toward that, and not go, I don't want that. It's not a very good prize. It's not the prize. It's the amount of activity that we have to get into to reach that incentive, to get that incentive. So I want everybody, when they put that incentive out on the first of the month, I want you to put that as one of your goals, that you're going to go for that incentive, because that's going to help. That's going to help motivate you to, to increase your personal activity. And then another thing, commit to grow yourself daily. We have to, and I love, Anna, how you have decided to do the Miracle Morning every morning, by getting up at 3:30. I mean, that shows huge commitment in your business. And so we all have to commit to, to growing ourselves. And what that is, that's the personal growth. And so whether it's reading or listening to audios, we have to do it every single day, because that helps us get through the downswings when the people tell us no. Because we know if we're asking 40 people a month to take a look at the products and take a look at this business, we're going to get a lot of no's. And to keep us pumped up about our businesses, we have to do the personal growth. And then the other thing is, be excited. People are going to want to try your products, buy your products, and join your team when you are excited about your business. People aren't going to want to join you or try your products. You're like, yeah, I got this product over here. Yeah, I got this business opportunity over here. Yeah, it's all right. It's pretty good. I do it in the nooks and crannies of my time. Nobody wants to join that. Somebody wants to join, I'm in a movement. I work with the greatest group of women who support me every step of the way. I would love to share that with you. You have to show that kind of emotion, that kind of commitment, that kind of excitement about your business. And then make it a goal to make a new friend every day. It doesn't have to be somebody that's going to be your best friend. But if you're at the grocery store, if you're here, you're there, have some eye contact with somebody and talk to them, get their name. Doesn't mean you have to get their contact information, but get in the habit of making a new friend every day wherever you go. And then, this is where it's sponsor quality people. We want to look for people who are ambitious, coachable, consistent, driven, intelligent, positive, happy, and likable. And a lot of times these are the people on our chicken list. And you know what? If I can remember my sponsor, Marianne, saying there was no way she ever thought that I would do this business, because I lived a comfortable life. I mean, I still do live a comfortable life. And she says there was no way ever that she thought I would do this business. And none of you would be here had I not said yes. Okay? So ask the most unlikely people who are ambitious, coachable, consistent, driven, intelligent, positive, and happy. Ask them, what does it hurt? And if you think it hurts your pride, then you need to check where your crack in your belief is. Because it should not hurt your pride about offering somebody this as a business opportunity. How much fun and growth did you feel when you were at GTC? I mean, you can't be embarrassed to offer that to somebody. It's an amazing opportunity, and there is amazing potential for growth for anyone who chooses to become a consultant and build this business. And so those are my takeaways, and I'll just go around. Katie, since you're first on my screen, do you want to share? Look at you. I'm unmuting you. Well, I can't. You must have to unmute yourself.
I muted myself, so I probably have to unmute myself.
So I guess you did.
Okay. I think this is the first time I've talked on here. I think the biggest thing that I took away from GTC and just the whole experience, getting to know everybody. Now y'all aren't just little pictures on my screen. I think it's going to be most important to me to stay connected to everybody. Because it is hard when you get, all those no's, and it's hard to stay excited about your products when not everybody knows about your products. Not everybody wants to hear about your products or the business. So just being surrounded by you guys, and, we all know and love Arbonne. So it's easier to keep that going and keep that excitement if we are all, talking back and forth and, texting and sharing pictures and, just staying together as a team.
Absolutely.
Because this is hard to do on your own. If I was on my own, I'd be like, no, I'm good. y'all have at it. So I think that's what's going to keep me moving forward.
All right. And don't forget about your personal growth, because that will help also. Read the books, listen to the audios. You run, you need to be listening to something when you run.
I'm going to download. I've got the 5-second rule downloaded, audiobook, and I've been listening to it, and I'm going to also download Get Over Your Damn Self. Yeah. So when I can't actually read it, I can be listening.
Yeah. And, that's how I was introduced to Get Over Your Damn Self, was on audio. And I listened to the audio while I ran. And I could not wait to get my hands on the book.
Right.
Because you want to work through it. When you're listening to it, you can't actually work through it, but it is so good. So I'm so glad you're going to listen to it. You will totally enjoy it. But you'll also want to have the book. I mean, you have but you also want to go through and do the workbook parts of it. So thanks, Katie. That's super exciting. And so glad you went to GTC with us. It was a blessing to have you there with us. All right, Anna, you're next on my screen, so I'm just going to switch it over to you.
Okay, I did attend virtually, and that was real exciting. I will say that there was a couple of little glitches, but they seemed to work them out pretty well. As far as the live feed, sometimes they would go in or out, but they caught up pretty quickly. But I've gone back and watched some of the recordings, and those are excellent. I mean, they play perfectly, and I think I watched the stuff that I watched live. I didn't take notes or anything. I kind of just listened and took it all in. And it's kind of nice to be able to go back and listen to those again. I don't know how long they'll be available to us, but
through June. Actually, I think it's through June something.
And if you don't know how to get to those, I think you just go to virtual.arbonne.com, and then you say you already have a ticket, and you log in with your like you do when you log into the Arbonne website, and there it's all laid out into sessions and days and all of that. But of course, everything was exciting. But I think Danielle, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Lawler.
Mm-hmm. Lawler.
Yeah. You know, just talking about the discipline and, you know, the doubt that you get from other people, you know, like she talked about her mother-in-law and her sister-in-laws, and now they're all sitting there on the sidelines with her. And I don't get a lot of that because I think everybody in my family is pretty supportive. Even my husband, like when I went and put my shirt back on, he didn't say anything. Normally he would have said, "Why are you putting your shirt back on?" I was relax. So, I've made it a point that I'm not coming on here no more in my robe. Those are over with. So, but I also listened to some of the consultant training Sunday, and talking about social media, about how to make those connections. And like Kim said, she did talk about, you know, moving the conversation from Facebook to either a phone call or meeting someone in person. And that's why it's kind of nice to share stories like when Kim shares. I didn't know that she didn't know Tara from somewhere else. I mean, you know, that's to me encouraging and enlightening about that. You know, and I think of course, Eunice Ray, for me, as someone who's 56 years old, and I'm often wondering, well, am I too late to the party? You know, am I too, you know, I know it's not too late, but sometimes you wonder, do I want to put the effort into it? Because I listen to a lot of SoundClouds. I mean, I get so confused sometimes about the amount of sound. This morning, I tried to go through and organize my SoundClouds and get rid of ones I didn't want to listen to again, and put this one on the playlist because I might want to listen to again. But, you know, just knowing that there's someone, and I think even Eleanor, when I met her at Impact, the first thing she said to me was, she asked me how old I was, and I told her I was 55, and the very first thing she said to me was that's how old she was when she started her business. So, you know, it's there for everyone. Sometimes you feel like everybody's always talking about moms with their children, and it affords you the ability to stay home and watch your children grow. But as an older person, you know, there's other things that it affords me, you know, which is freedom and flexibility. And, you know, I don't want to work till I'm 70. Doug was talking about a guy today. He said, I work with the oldest guy in the shop. And I said, how old is he? And he said, 75. And I'm like, why is he still working? So I don't know if he just doesn't have anything else to do or what. And of course, Mel Robbins, I mean, reading her book and listening to her audio book, and then to see her on the stage, I mean, she is so real and so down to earth, and everything she said it's just perfect timing, and it was a perfect way to kind of gear towards the end of that conference. And I think I've also listened to an Eric Worre podcast that I think he did at the end of March, and it's only like 3 or 4 minutes long, but he talks about how now in direct sales, it's at the perfect timing because of the way the world is changing and how we shop and how we buy things. You know, nobody wants to go to the Estee Lauder counter and look at stuff. I mean, nobody wants to have to park in I don't have time for that. I would, you know, rather go to my doorstep and find a premium product sitting at my door than to do that. But he was talking about within the next 5 to 10 years, the direct selling is going to explode. And right now we have the opportunity to have beachfront property, is what he said. in 10 years, there'll still be a place at the table, but the seats are going to be further back from the beachfront. So
Excellent.
that kind of spoke to me about, and I think for someone that's new, like LaShonda it's so important. Another SoundCloud, I said, if you have a cell phone and it goes dead, you can't use it. The only way you can use it is if you plug it in and recharge it. And to me, that's what these Zooms are. They're sometimes it's difficult to get to them, or maybe it gets to be 8:15 and you think, oh, I can watch the recording. But there's something to be said about being on here live, I think.
Absolutely. And that, you just related what Katie was saying too. It's so important to stay connected with your team, because it keeps you so motivated. And I love what you said about what Eric Worre, because that's why there's 171 new RVPs, because it's the timing, it's the tsunami that's beginning in the direct network marketing. Where back when I started, it was, it was just okay. And you can see this next year, there's going to be over 200, new RVPs, and there'll probably be 50 NVPs. So, if you want to be a part of that tsunami, you just got to get out there and talk to people. I mean, that's just all we have to do is just talk to people. So thanks, Anna. And I'm so glad you invested in the virtual, and because it is definitely worth, the training. I mean, the information is so valuable.
I can see why being there live would be such a push for the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Renee, you are next on my screen, so share something with us.
Well, it's hard to share anything after Katie and Anna, because they covered so many things, so many great things. But I remember being at the Hard Rock, and Georgie was speaking and passing out gifts and stuff, and she reminded us that the fortune is in the follow-up. And we've heard that 1,000 times, but she said it again. And, that is part of the reason why we're all in Arbonne, is to try to make some money as well. So it is something to remember, and it definitely holds true that you follow up one time, maybe you don't hear from them, you follow up twice, you may not get a return call. The third time might be the charm, but it might be the fourth time. So even though you feel a little weird, texting them back or giving them a call and you're not hearing back, and you think, oh my God, they think I'm nuts or whatever, they usually end up buying something or joining. I mean, they really do. And, our lives are just as busy as theirs. And so once you remember that, I don't return phone calls sometimes, people, or I have so many, texts in my phone that I forget who texted me and when. And so then I'm like, oh my God, they just texted me 2 days ago. I never got back to them. And so they're doing the same thing that I'm doing. And you kind of got to remember that. So I truly think that the fortune is in the follow-up, and it is something to remember, even though you do feel weird sometimes reaching out to somebody on the 5th time. But it does work.
That's absolutely right. I'll tell a little story. There's a guy from Hot Springs who's reached out to me, and he's in another business. And I was wondering, he sent me a messenger text, and he says, I'd love to get to know you better and find out about what you're doing, and meet you for coffee. And I was like, oh, well, that's really interesting. Well, as I have not been able to get with him, I realized, he's wanting me to buy something. Now that I know who he is, he's wanting me to buy something. And so he keeps messaging me because I keep putting him off. And it's not that I don't want to buy what he has or to support the cause that he's working. I just don't have time to fit that right into my life. Right. And I keep saying, message me back, or I might not answer him for a week. And so I had to turn that around and go, you know what? That's how people treat me, when I'm sending them messages. So Renee, you're exactly right. Because I will meet with him. It's just when I can fit it in amongst all of my other things, because it's not of high importance to me right now, where some other stuff is. So we definitely have to remember, we just got to keep doing it. If somebody doesn't want you to bother them, they're going to tell you. They'll just say, I am not interested. And until you get the I'm not interested, just politely and nicely keep following up with them. All right, Brenda, you are next, girlfriend.
Well, just yes, on everything everybody said. I strongly believe in being connected. I mean, I look forward to GTC every year because that's the one time that we can all be together.
Mm-hmm.
And I would next year, I'd love to see us together more, like maybe just instead of a half hour in your room, like maybe an hour and we share and everything. Because I didn't get enough of that. I didn't get enough of that fix this time at all. So I'd really love that because I so look forward to being with everybody. My big takeaway was, I think it was Lawler, I can't remember her first name, but she talked about discipline. And I sat there kind of squirming in my seat because you touched on something earlier. It's just, we don't get in front of enough people. And I think sometimes we just half-ass it. And there's no other way I can say it. And so that really got to me. And I went back to the room and I missed the afternoon session, but I got on my phone and my text and I booked my 2 parties because I had been kind of putting that off and not disciplining myself. So now that I'm back, I'm going to get up. I'm getting up early now with Stan and I'm reading. I'm starting to read Get Over Yourself. Or is that the name? Anyway, I'm reading it. I'm reading it. I just started yesterday. And I'm really trying to do so many phone calls and so many texts. And then like Renee said, then I have this other little thing for my follow-up like that. So the discipline, I think it's called decision, commitment, sacrifice. And I think we need to realize that it's not net play marketing, it's network marketing. And you can't go to the top if you don't put in, you got to pay your dues. So the discipline really touched me.
Perfect. I love that. Excellent. I jotted down a few things for us for May. You made me think of, Brenda. So fantastic.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, that's good.
Sorry.
Thanks, Brenda. All right, Krista, you're up.
Unmuting. Okay. So 2 things. One, I loved how, and I shared this with Angel, I think, and Tara. I loved how Katie and Whitney had their aha moments. Like they were just like, not as much Katie, because I appreciated that because Katie like kept us like down to earth. But when we were at the Night of the Stars, like, I remember looking over Whitney and Tara was to my right and Whitney was to Tara's left. And, they did like the $1 Million Club and Whitney's like, whoa. And I remember that was me last year. And then I was like, but wait, there's more. And then they do like the 5 million and then like 5 million for 12 months. And then like, here comes Cecilia for like 15 million. And it was like, and like my head exploded last year. And so it was just cool to kind of be like the veteran this year, even though this is like my second GTC. But I love that because I was like, more people have to be able to experience what we get to experience and like to be able to like stay in a penthouse and like just like be surrounded by all this positivity. And I get my like good feels at work from people's aha moments, and I got that this time, this GTC. And so I brought that back with me and I was like, people need this. Like, I've got to go recruit more people so they can go to GTC next year. And the other thing that really resonated with me was leave people better than you found them. And whether people decide to join our business or not, this movement is going to leave people better than we found them. By being a part of us, by being a part of this team, by trying a sample, by just, I think, being around us just as positive as we are. If they say no, we're still going to follow up with them, and it's going to make them better than we found them. And so that's what I took away.
That was fantastic, Krista. Super, super. Yeah, we will leave people better than we found them. Absolutely. Because we can bless them with our products and or our opportunity. So super. Love that. Whitney, you are up, girlfriend.
Okay, can you?
Yep, you are on.
Okay, sorry, I was wrestling with a hanger. Those things can make me mad faster than just about anything. Hangers, like tangled up ones. Yeah. Anyway, okay. So I really think the biggest thing that I took away was don't be attached to the outcome. I think that was probably the biggest thing, because I'm always so worried about, are they going to, what are they going to buy? How much are they going to buy? Because I need that QV. I got to get to district, So I feel like, and what's so funny is I actually said this to Stacy Roush on the plane on the way there, is that there is always a part of me that holds back a little bit, because I'm afraid that I'm not pushing this out to people because I think it's best for them. I'm pushing it out to them because I need them to sign up and I need them to buy something and I need to make it to district. I always felt like there was a selfish bias to what I was doing. And so whenever, and I don't remember who said it, but was it Eunice actually, now that I think about that? Okay, said don't be attached to the outcome. You know what, go poke them in the belly and say, I can help you with that. And if they don't want it, leave it alone, I laughed hard at that one. But anyway, so I really think that was the big, now Krista was right. The aha moment came when they just said the 1 million in 1 month or whatever it was. I was like, hold on, am I hearing that? I really don't think I'm hearing that right. That's not, I can't even get 2,000. What are they talking about? So, and what's funny is right before I came down, somebody stopped me and they were like, do you even make any money on that? And I was like, well, I do if I work the business. If I don't do anything, then of course not. But if I work the business, then I do. And then, we get there and we hear that. And so the first person I came back and told that to was that person that asked me that. And I was like, so by the way, this lady is not hurting for money because she hits it every month. And then I had a really cool story to tell just about being consistent, and things will come full circle. Lane's very first baseball practice on his team this year, somebody saw my car and they were like, oh, are you the Arbonne girl? And I was like, yes, that's me. So I talked to a couple people about it, and of course they were like, oh, no, thank you. So one of them, let me read the text. She texted me today. I think baseball season's been going for like a month maybe now. And she said, Whitney, darling, can you tell me about your company? I started Beachbody about 3 months ago, and I've gained weight. I wanted to lose a little in tone. The shakes are whey and soy, and are totally not agreeing with me. I weigh more than Greg for the first time ever. That's her husband. So while it kind of sucks sometimes when people just throw it right back in your face, you get moments like this that kind of push you forward. So yeah. I'm trying to count up, and I think I've talked to almost 20 people just since I got home. Sorry, something in my eyeball. Anyway, so that was the other big thing, is you've got to ask. The worst thing they can do is say no, thank you, and you move on. They're not going to put you in jail. They're not going to take away your kids. They're not going to kill you. It's just a growing experience, that the worst they can do is say no, and you move to the next. So don't be attached to the outcome, and ask more people.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And congratulations on being persistent and being out and putting yourself out there. That's great. Super, super. All right, Angel, you're up next.
Okay. All right. So you all hit everything I was thinking and what I wanted to share about. Eunice was very powerful. One thing that you guys didn't hear, or some of you that had left earlier with Debbie Neal, and she said, when your business goes from our head to our heart, then we have finally arrived in Arbonne. So what I started thinking about that applies in so many aspects, like not being attached to the outcome, not being in it for selfish reasons. Just remember that we're there because we have something incredible to offer other people. And so when it goes from our head to our heart, then we are truly in Arbonne. And that was really powerful to me too. But I'm not going to touch base on everything that you guys already talked about. But one cute little quote was, the brick and mortars are being replaced by click and orders. And I never heard it that way, but it's so true. I mean, I live in Northwest Arkansas, where 1 out of 3 neighbors in my packed little neighborhood either works for Walmart or works for a vendor. And over half of these people have already been displaced or they've lost their job. So, and it's true, and I don't remember where I was. I think I was at a PTO meeting when somebody said, oh, just order that on Amazon. And, I had 3 Walmart people, and they're like, no, No, I mean, they're like boycotting Amazon. So, I mean, that's what's happening, guys. People want to order online. We do our Christmas shopping online. My husband buys his vehicles online. I mean, that's just the way it's going. And so we really are sitting on a gold mine here. Another thing I just want to touch base with, revisit your why. I have been, I just totally had an epiphany after GTC. And I thought I knew what my why was, but after reading the first 2 chapters of Get Over Your Damn Self, my why is deep, and that's what's driving me. That's what's driving me. So I'm just going to end it there, but revisit that why, write it out, take an hour to yourself, go somewhere, go to a park, go somewhere quiet, and just really, why are you doing what you're doing? Why are we going through some of these painful experiences and all these no's and missing out on our kids' events? Why are we doing this? It's got to be bigger than just trying to make a few extra bucks. So think about it.
Fantastic, Angel. Thank you for sharing and ending there, because I know that's Sherry, the 303 right now. I think she's just listening. She's got some other stuff going on. Sherry, if I am mistaking and you want to share, jump in. But if you're not sharing, then that is absolutely fine. But I wanted to give you the opportunity if you wanted to. But oh my goodness, you guys, thank you so much. I mean, I know each and every one of you have goals that you want to achieve. And my biggest thing is just don't quit. Don't quit. And it will be less painful if you keep yourself into inactivity. Because if you stay in activity, you're going to have those great moments like Whitney's had, like Angel's had. You're going to have those great moments if you stay in activity. But if you get down in your business because you've had a lot of no's and then you slow down, guess what happens? Nothing, you don't get any yeses. You don't get any of that, that lift. You don't get to touch people. And when you don't get to touch people, you don't have anything to lift yourself up with. So, just stay in activity, get out there, talk to people, share your hearts, share your products, share the opportunity, because there are other people out there. If you saw the crowd at GTC, I mean, we were 16,000 plus, and we were in that one arena. There are people out there just like us, who want to do this just like us, who want to use great product just like us, great healthy products. They are out there. We are not so unique that there's nobody else in the world out there that wants to do what we want to do. We just have to find them. And finding them means asking enough people. And, I love it. It doesn't kill us when people tell us no. Don't take it personal. We're not going to worry about the outcome. We just got to put it out there, put ourselves out there, let people know the great gift that we have to offer them. And so I just want to end it with, bang out April. Go for that qualification. Go for that promotion. Go for the incentives. Just do it. We all got a lift because of GTC. So I don't want you to look back when May comes and go, oh man, I was so close. What if I'd worked just a little bit harder? What if I just, talked to a few more people? Don't start May that way. Do everything that you can so that when May 1 rolls around, you go, I did my best. And you can feel really good about it. So I know we're going to have a lot of quals and a lot of bonuses, and I'm just super excited for each and every one of us. And thanks so much for being on. And if you need personal help to end your month, do not hesitate to text or call me, because I am here to help you. So whatever you need, you need the clarification on numbers, you need a 3-way call, you need anything, this is what I am here for you to do that. So just let's all go out there, and between now and the end of the month, can we share this with 20 more people? Can we share this opportunity and the product with 20 more people before the end of the month? I bet each one of us can do that. So that's what I set my goal as tonight as I was getting on. I'm like, what is going to be my personal goal? And my personal goal is 20 people to tell the story to before the end of the month. And if I can do that, I will know that I have done my very best in April. So thank you all for being on tonight. Just love each and every one of you so much. And here's to a strong, strong close. Good night, guys.
I have one question.
Go right ahead.
The girl on they did like a poem-like thing that said, "I am Arbonne." Mm-hmm. There was a black girl that did.
Yes.
I think she was the same one that sang the song too.
Is there anywhere to get those words? I think that would be a great affirmation. Or
oh yeah, it would be. You know, I read that there'll be transcripts also available on that GTC. You know, where you can see the virtual. There's supposed to be. I did read somewhere that there's supposed to be transcripts available. So I guess, you know, we should be able to find a transcript of her somewhere on that site. Though I've not looked at the virtual site, so I don't really know what's on there. But I did read that, I think, in an email.
Okay.
Very good. Well, all right, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you guys. Have a good night.
Bye.
Night.